All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hopefully, everybody's having a blessed day today. We're going to get started here shortly. Welcome to the webinar. Let me make sure the volume is off here. Welcome, folks. If you have anybody else you'd like to get on, let them know we are now live on YouTube as well, too. But chairman1000.com. And then we're going to talk about last week as well, too, as you guys seen, for those who are in the group. We didn't call any calls last week, so I'm going to talk about that today. And I'm going to see if some of these trades that happened last week are available so we can talk about why I didn't throw any trades. Where I realized where the market was. So welcome to the call. What's up, Miss Joy Sunshine? Happy to have you on. What's going on, Miss Ruth? Happy to have you on. We got Santee, South Carolina in the building. Who else do we have on the call? If you're just now getting on, just type in the chat where you're checking in from. Let us know that you are in the building. Welcome to the call. Happy to have each and every one of you on. Welcome. All right, for my folks that we have on YouTube, I'm streaming live on there as well too. So feel free, if you want to find me on YouTube, that's fine. And feel free to plug anybody in. We're gonna do the quick weekly overview that we always do. And first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about last week. All right, we are officially live. There we go. What's going on, YouTube? I see what's going on. Gina out of Austin, Texas. What's going on? Ivory out of Atlanta. What's up, Mr. Joe Stevenson out of South London? Happy to have you watching here. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started, folks. So for those who are just seeing it for the very first time, my name is Randy Webb. I've been a part of this company now for about 2.5 years. It's been absolutely phenomenal. I've learned how to trade in the currency market, but that skill level also allowed me to learn how to trade inside the stock market as well too, or understand the way that money moves. So we're going to talk about a lot of those things and what happened really last week. As you know, of course, some things that are happening in the world right now that are, of course, making some things go up, down really fast. Banks are looking for money right now based off economic pressures that are happening out there too. So we're being very cautious in the market as traders. Who else do we have on here? What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Mike C, representing Arkansas? Yeah, I have over thousands of friend requests, but I will search you out and see if I can find you on there. What's up, Mr. Miguel Augusto? Good to have you on. What's going on, Samuel out of UK? Welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and get this started. We have a short time. I know we have some other things going on today with the next hour. So let's jump right into this. What we use is the high probability confirmation checklist before we go in on any trade. Okay, so there's 4 major confirmations I'm going to give you, but I also want you to do is take what I'm giving you. Don't take it as just this is the only way that you're going to trade. I want to make sure that you're plugging into the academy. So if you haven't done that, it's only literally 3 hours, 3.5 hours of learning. So make sure you're plugged into the academy so you can learn your basics, but get you your 300s and 400s. In your 400s is going to talk about each one of these patterns that we're going to go over. Now, each pattern, obviously, this is all built around, retracement levels. Okay, so our 61%, our 78%, our 38%, all those are entangled in a harmonic pattern. This is why harmonic patterns are typically 90%. I say typically 90%. Last week they all went into profit, but they didn't necessarily go TP1. So for the group, I didn't call a trade for the group because I didn't want that pressure of everyone going backwards and hitting our stop loss. So there was a lot going on last week where trades were expected to go a certain place, but then they would go for some time and then they would literally because of things going on, they would change directions. So I chose to stay out of that market at that time. But here's what we're going to do. All right, so now look at the market now. So harmonic patterns, what I like to personally do is I like to look at the longer term trades. So I go to my H4 chart. It doesn't matter per se which broker you choose. Okay, they all have pretty much the same price ranges. So I use Traders Way. It typically has the most trades provided. You can look at each one of them. Okay, so Gannon Traders have that one. JFAX, Hugo's Way, Hot Forex. Now, Hot Forex is your new trades that pop out, okay? And then you have GBE. So all of them, like I said, Traders Way has the most trades. So we're going to take a look at Traders Way. All right, let's look at some of these trades. So what we're looking for, the first confirmation, okay, we want to look at the pattern. Now, as you go through trading, it's going to talk about, what I currently teach is simple stuff. It's just making sure the pattern is connected. But sometimes it may grab the wrong retracement level. So we're seeing kind of the W here, and then we're expecting for price to drop down. Now, this personally this doesn't look like a big trade here. Let me see how many pips this is. Or actually, it already came from the top. So that was about 135 pips there. So it already dropped, and this must have happened like Friday. So it's already dropped 50 pips from the actual beginning. So let's take a look. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna look at, obviously the pattern. Then I also want to look at where prices consolidate at. So what I like to say is I like to box up the price so that when we go down to a smaller time frame, okay, we don't get lost. We know exactly what we're looking at. So personally, I like to box up the consolidation area. Okay, so we look there. All right, so the goal is, the whole point of these patterns is it's identifying a reversal that is about to happen in the market. Okay, so what we've done is we found other reversal indicators. Okay, so the other reversal indicators I'm going to talk about. Okay, so we have our consolidation, which tells us something different is about to happen. Either it's going to reverse or it's going to continue. Those are the only options. Now you may use another strategy where people use the break and retest strategy. That's right, boxing in once again. You wait for the breakout, it retests the area, come down, or vice versa, it breaks up and retest goes back up. Now this is a safe strategy to use because wonder if the market does try to psych you out. Okay, you can use the break and retest sometimes, but that can be an addition to what we're talking about with the break and retest. What we're utilizing is divergence, okay, bullish or bearish. There's two types. Bullish diversion, we're expecting the trade to go up, right? And bearish diversion, we're expecting the trade to reverse down. So here we are. So we're looking at AUD USD. So let's take a look. Look at this whole trade here. All right, so I like to go down. Let's go down to the 1 hour first. So go one time frame down. And what I'm looking for is the reversal. Now, this one's already kind of done it, right? But now it's tested. So look at what we have here. I'm going to talk about, this is where we find bearish divergence at, okay? So from this point, so you guys see it, I'm going to draw a line to the next point. So we can draw it there or all the way to the top there, to about there. This is where it's happening at. And the next candle trade went down. Let me darken up the line for you. All right, so we see price clearly moving up. So price came down, test, shot back up, and then we have the price actually moved higher, right? Created a higher high. Now, when we go down, we should see the same thing with the RSI, but typically what it tells us, if this means that we're watching buyers exit the market, okay? So when you get this, now we run that same line, so we go straight down from this candle all the way down, boom, that point. And now we're going to draw our line from point to point. And what happens? Okay, so it didn't create a higher high, did it? It's actually lower. So we have an indication of bearish divergence in this formulation here. Okay, so what we've been looking for from this point, let's say if you caught this trade at this point before this all happened, okay, you would actually go and look. Now you're going to look for an indication to actually get into the trade. So this is why our third step is look at the candle formation. So we're looking for some type of indicator for us to actually hop into the trade. So now you can go down to your 15 or your 5 minute to enter the trade. That's the third step. Okay, so we go down to our 15 minute. And what you're looking at, and even here, check this out. So you see how we found divergence on the 4 hour? Okay, look at this. We got, once again, bearish divergence actually on the 15 minute. So price increased back up, boom. Okay, and we go straight down. Price decrease down. Now, there are times where I'm finding, so you see this hit TP1. This is what I'll suggest for you guys. What I'm realizing because of what's happening in the market right now, especially during the summertime, what's about to happen right before, because basically people are about to go on vacation. So they're about to get these contracts knocked out, get this money out of this system. So you're going to be cautious while you're in the markets right now too. But look at this. So we got a quick move, 15-minute chart, boom. Okay, now, does this necessarily meet my my indicators as far as the candle formation I'm looking for? No. Okay. Now, but if you follow, for those who understand flag formations, right? That's an ascending flag. Okay. So if you got to break out and retest off of that, then this would be a good indicator for you to enter in. This is just extra knowledge, kind of bonus training that I'm teaching here. Okay. So we see the divergence, boom. Now we have an ascending flag, which is a reversal flag. Okay, so this is bonus training happening right now. Okay, so price went up. We didn't get the candle formation that we wanted to. Okay, but we did get the formation. This is the M, right, for reversal. So we have our M. So contact there, 1, 2, 3, and then boom, right? Price broke out, retested then, and then you would have been at this point here. Okay, this will be a way that you can catch trades that way. Okay, this wouldn't be a full pattern trade that you can call at this moment though. You see price is really respecting this floor right here. Okay. All right, so after the third step, the fourth step before you enter, okay, the fourth step is make sure you check the currency strength meter. Currency strength meter pretty much doesn't lie for the most part. It's giving you the history of the strength of the currency across the board, okay, what that currency is doing. So when we look at the USD, what it's doing over a broad spectrum of all the other trades and all AUD, etc. So if we're looking at this trade, for example, it's AUD USD. So if we're looking to sell, what we want for the currency strength is we want the currency strength for AUD, that currency, to actually be weak. So we want it to be down, okay? And then we want USD to be stronger. That is when I will enter the trade. If it's not, it's a fake out, okay? You're gonna enter that trade. If it doesn't switch, it's going to go the opposite direction. Okay, so make sure that you have for a sale that the first currency has a lower strength than the rear currency. Okay, so in this case, AUD is first. We want the strength to be low, and USD is second, so we want the strength to be higher, and that's going to give us our push down. Okay. So now what we're going to do for this one, because this move happened already, so there was a 50 pip move right here. So now we're looking at another move. Okay, so this is a whole. You see how I kind of went down, popped back up. So let's see what we can find in this area here for us to do some type of continuation. But what I'm seeing right now, I would wait for it to break this area. So I'm saying this is a very strong force. So where TP1 is, and this is what I've been explaining to everyone. Once we do take our profits, let's say I call a trade. I want you to start utilizing, go for the TP1. Once we lock TP1 in, let's say if it passes TP1, put TP1 in just in case you're not around to see it. So if you hit TP1, or at least get 20 or 30 pips out of the market. So when you're going to these trades, especially now, go in, you get 20 pips in profit, bring your stop loss about 5 pips or so in profit if more, or 10 pips if you want. If it comes to knock you out, no big deal. You can always re-enter once it's safe to re-enter. Okay. So let's see what we have here. So personally, what I would wait for, obviously break and retest of this area here. Draw a black line. All right, yeah, let me do this. Don't enter AUD USD for the sell until you get this break. We're gonna wait for the break and retest. Okay. So it breaks this area. We're gonna wait for the pullback. If it rejects off of this 2 to 3 times, okay, this area, then we could potentially look to go back in for the sell. And then here's what I'll tell you. Actually, I will go down for the next one that we're gonna push to is TP2. See this area right here? So we're gonna go zone to zone. So it's only a 30 pip potential right there, okay? Now, when we do decide to go in for this one, so for AUD USD, what we're gonna do is place our stop loss right above this point. So we're looking at a 30 pip, about a 30 pip stop loss. So we'll place stop loss here. And if you have questions, feel free to type them in the chat here. All right, let's look at our next one, EURAUD. All right, so this is, like I said, one from last week. So you see this, but let's just see it. Let me see if divergence even showed up. Let's take a look at this one real quick. So this would have been our consolidation area. So let's see if we would have took this trade, right? So you had a little move there, not a lot. So this wouldn't have been a comfortable. This is kind of straight apart, straight across. So not there. Yep. Kind of here. So we got a little something here, and you see it went up a little bit, but then it went down. Okay. And that's why I hit up to the first entry. So a little bit of bullish divergence, not a lot. Okay, so we obviously didn't go in that trade. Now this week you're going to see a lot of changes. This week, hopefully we see the market calm down. Okay, so this may shift back up. Let's take a look at here. So you see prices easing out here. It's not ready yet. We'll come back to EURAUD. If anything, we'll have to wait for it to break up if it's going to make a break up for the reversal. If not, it will continue down. So let's go to USD/JPY. USD/JPY performed very well last week. It continues. So this one's already in effect. Last week, this had already happened, and we're seeing if it was going to push back up. Appreciate you. Your time is now, and I see you. Gina, I got to check. They asked if this is NFT week, then there's going to be another week. We're going to make sure that we're not doing anything crazy. Let me check. So to check for any type of news, you can go to forexfactory.com. Okay, so we can check this week. Let me check the whole week. So we have, let's see. Yeah, yes. So we have June 10th on Wednesday. Yeah, so we're gonna have some major action this Wednesday, and then it looks like for the euro this tomorrow we have news red folder for news for tomorrow for the euro. All right, so once again another one. So let's talk about this one. Let's see. Right, we did have automatically, you see divergence here, right, and it did go down. Let's see how much it went down. This is what I'm talking about, those short. So from here to here, you see price increase. Okay, automatically you see the price decrease here on the RSI. So the strength went down on the RSI, and you got a small move down. And let's see what it. So if you would hop in, we had the engulfing. You had the engulfing as well. Still good, right? A good 50 to 80 pip move. So it didn't hit any TPs, right? TP1 would have been 100 pips. So it didn't hit TP1. So then it reversed back up. So it literally went down 50 to 80 pips, and then it reversed back up. And never can. And I'll tell you, if we go look at every JPY, I'm going to talk about this. So just talking about our currencies, just education-wise. So the Japanese yen is pegged to the US dollar. So, when we start talking about economics and pressure that's happening, money being printed, etc., right? Because the reason they're pegged against the US dollar, obviously we're no longer on the gold standard anymore. But it's to ensure, because the US is kind of, we print probably the most money out there, okay? And we could do kind of make a lot of things shift and change. So I was just reading that the Japanese are one of the only, among some other governments, one of the only governments that really participates heavily in the foreign exchange market. So they, not to say it's manipulation, but they are in the market. So they will go in and they'll do what they need to do to grab some contracts and make some money. So be cautious always when you're trading the yen, because it is traded by the government, by their government. All right, we can visibly see this right here. And I don't know, I got to see what's going on with GCAT. I haven't really seen the calls from GCAT. That's divergence there right there. Bullish divergence right there. Not a lot though, okay, but it's there. All right, so no calls there, so we're not gonna use that one. We're gonna wait for the markets to open back up, so there's nothing new that is showing. So far, all that's available right now is AUD USD. And I know we were talking about this one last week. I was talking to another trader, and that we were looking at this call, but a lot of consolidation last week. And I didn't want to put this in getting into any consolidation points. What happened? I did that call. I think prior to Memorial Day, we pegged out. That was our last call we did. Our last call we did was the last call the week before. We had these trades pegged out, and before the holidays, I called the trades. And over Monday, nothing happened. They all consolidated, and then Tuesday they all reversed the opposite way. So one thing I said for myself is I'll never call a trade prior to any holiday, okay, or to let a trade sit. I like to call the trade, and within the hour we're in profit, okay. And most time that trade is closed out intraday. All right, so right now what we have on our radar is just AUD USD. And what I'm gonna have to do is go look at I'm gonna have to do some actual charting. Okay, so what I'm looking at here, just trading, okay, outside the Harmonic scanner here. If this doesn't break, obviously it's saying it was gonna be a reversal here. Reversal didn't happen. We didn't see divergence. So this is actually a push, impulse, move, correction, continuation, correction. Now we have on a bigger level, this may be a continuation down, or it may absolutely break back up. Okay, so I gotta go look at it on trading view. And this is why I know too, when our harmonic standard is not catching as many trades as usual, because usually we have way more trades. Yeah, the market is moving a little bit differently. That's it. That's all I know. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to trading view now. We're gonna just mess around with some trades and see what we got. So right now on our radar, we got AUD USD potentially for the sell. what I see clear. And once again, we're going to wait for that break and retest like we talked about. Okay, I'll post that chart here for you guys. And really wait for all these confirmations. Don't jump in. This is not, during these times, this is not the time to just jump into the market blindly. Okay, wait for all the confirmation before you do it. And then you'll set yourself up for a higher probability of success. All right, so cool. So we're done with the harmonic scanner. I believe there's nothing there for really us to see. Let's see if we have anything on the 15-minute. That's only 11 pips, so we don't want, that won't be one. Like I said, most of the trades I like to target at least 100 pips. Copy my messages here 1 second. All right, so it looks like, so we're gonna just do some regular. If you guys got questions in between here, feel free to ask. Yeah, every Sunday, same time, we'll be doing this. We'll go over and do an overview for a good hour. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. For those, I hope that you paid attention to American Airlines. Okay, this bonus training, extra bonus training. Okay, so man, this is good right here. So for those who did catch this, I've been talking about this for a while on my Facebook page. Okay, even using divergence. Okay, so if you go down here, you've seen divergence here. Okay, I found the floor. We had a floor this entire time. So days of a floor hitting $9, $10. Okay, then it got stuck around 10, the 10 area. Then finally we had our big push up. The whole stock market pushed up. Now everything that we learned in Forex, I want you guys to understand that everything that we learned in Forex, it's applicable to the stock market as well too. So right now, this is the perfect opportunity to have the skills that we have with stocks being as low. Right, stocks are as low as they've ever been in the history. Okay, because of what's happening. Right, we're having some huge economic pressures of potential deflation that's trying to come, and this is what they're trying to combat. How do they combat deflation? Man, this is just what they deal with. They print more money, they lower interest rates. Okay, so that's what you guys are watching, and obviously now we found they arrested the descent. Everything is pushing up. So if you invested early, a lot of us, we had some big weeks. Okay, some folks had we had 100% growth of our accounts. I had a very good week in 2 days. Okay, so same thing. This is American Airlines that just showing this is bonus training. Okay, so what's happening now? It's on a pullback. Okay, the things that we learn, right? We talk. It's finding support again. All right, we have a gap that was here, but you see price came down. We got our doji candle. Price is potentially about to push back up. So currently sitting at $18 per share. So it's going to shift back up to $22 per share. And this is a long-term strategy. I don't trade stocks. I invest in stocks. Okay, so I don't trade stocks. I invest in stocks. All right, so I'm expecting this one to go. You know, in the highest it's ever been is 60. Right, I was in the military when 9/11 hit. I remember when American Airlines dropped down about $4.53. Since that time, it went up to 30, then went to 60, then kind of leveled back out at 30. And so this one came down, dropped all the way down. Lowest it went to was $8.23 around that area. Okay, but initially found some support here at $9.22. So it almost found a times 2 times the previous low the lowest point it's ever been in price. Okay, 9/11, same thing, right? We got a situation that's happened economically. Okay, and now I expect it to go up, of course, back up to 30 and then maybe 60. The company's been gaining momentum very fast. Why? Because they have to print more money. They have to rest this in. The more they do that, the more that people start gaining more confidence. And then, of course, we get into the market. Hence, those who are waiting for the momentum, okay, you're already late to the party. Okay, you see this support area right here? This is all support area, support and resistance area. So I go this straight across. Okay, so we found the floor. So boom, got an impulse, correction, found support, shift back up. That's American Airlines. Now, stocks take a little bit longer. We don't trade stocks, we invest in stocks. All right, so let's enough of that one. Let's get to some actual currencies. So looks like the Australian dollar has been very bullish, consistently bullish. You can see. Just for simplicity, so for those who are new on here, as you go into the academy, I teach you the basics about trading. Okay, we just tell the story. Let's talk about quick education basics. Okay, it's just basics. Looking at what makes an uptrend. An uptrend is made by higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so when we go here, I'm just gonna take my little. I'm not gonna label them with. I'm just gonna circle the lows and circle the highs. Okay, so this was our first high that I created here. Okay. First low. Right, price didn't break above here, right, consolidated up, boom, that's our next high. Right, price create another high again. Crack it down, there's our low. High. Create the low here. And our next high. So we're still in an uptrend on the day chart. Okay. Now this is the day chart. So mind you, we get this is money, all this money up, money down. So we could have traded all this the day chart trend line. Okay. So what I'm expecting, however, because we are on the we're now on the trend line, is a push up. But let's go take a look at the smaller time frame. Actually, that's not the day chart. I'm sorry. That's the day chart. All right. Yep. It's our 4 hour. Okay. So we're the uptrend on AUD CAD. Okay. Go to our 1 hour. So what I'm trying to see now, is there any indication that we're going to get a push back up? All right. Besides our trend line. See that right here? This is nice, right? So I'm going to show you guys right here. So it's nice. We got some divergence, right? So it gave us our reverse up. So potentially what we're looking for, obviously looking, now we can box in this price. Okay, this is where you can use a break and retest strategy. $58 pips. Not necessarily. If AUD USD goes up, so does ACAT. Not necessarily. It doesn't always have to be the case. Remember, they're independent currencies. Okay, so if AUD is bullish, absolutely. If AUD is bullish, okay, but CAD is also bullish too. Now it just depends on how much volume is being shifted on both. Okay, so how much volume is being pushed. If CAD has the most volume being utilized in that currency, then it's going to overtake AUD and therefore sending into a sell. Okay, and vice versa, AUD USD. AUD USD, if AUD is bullish in the market, we're going to go look at the index. If AUD is bullish in the market, okay, but the US dollar is also bullish, then it's going to be where we need to look at volume. Okay, how much volume is being pushed for each of those, because that's going to be the deciding factor, the volatility of it. Okay, so it's not always the case that if AUD is doing one thing, CAD needs to do the same thing. Not exactly. Okay. So here's what I'm looking at for AUD. Right, obviously we see the trend line, and we're not going to do guesswork whether it's going to go up or down right now. If it's going to remain, if it respects the trend line, yeah, we're looking for a shift up. I will wait for a break and retest. All right, so let's tell you what I'm talking about. So we get that push up around this area here. Break, come back, retest the area. Then you can look for the shift up. And then what I would pay attention to, make sure you go look at the currency strength meter. Okay. So make sure you're looking at the currency strength meter. And actually, so then once we get that push, stop loss goes below here. And what we'll do is, let me see right here. Same thing applies. So if it comes down, so wait for the break and retest here if we're looking for it to be bullish. If it does break this area, let's say it comes down, breaks this area, same thing applies for our trap. Is break and retest here, same thing, and then it shifts down. The same thing, same steps kind of apply, right? Or the currency strength meter before you even enter that trade. Make sure you see some type of transition. So if we're looking for the buy for AUD, CAD, for example, AUD has to be stronger than CAD. All right, and that's when that will give us some comfort in going into that trade, that the market is remaining bullish. All right, let's take a look real quick, some other stuff real quick. All right. Okay, this I switched franc. Let's see what else was that? That was AUD CAG. Let's take a look at AUD USD. Looked at it on the scanner. Let's take a look at it here. So you see the difference between, so I want you to see the difference between what we just did. So I want you to see the difference between AUD USD and AUD CAD, right? They're different. Obviously we had a trend up, so we just call it what it is, right? We had our trend up on AUD CAD, right? Clearly trending up. Okay, we got our higher highs and higher lows. Clear trend up, right? So not the same patterns. Typically they will produce the same patterns. Now when we go back to AUD USD, AUD USD does look like it's giving an indication of a reversal. So stay bullish. So all the way up, this is a entire bullish market, okay? But then you see it kind of fizzles out here around this area, right? And you see prices struggling to go any higher. Like I said earlier, for this one, same thing. You're gonna wait for a break and retest. That's all. That's where we're at with this one. Okay. So same thing applies. I already posted this one in the group, so you utilize the chart that I posted. We're gonna still look for the push down, but wait for the break and retest for that one. Let's see what else we have here. That's New Zealand. So same thing. What I want you to see here. So we see that I get push up. This is the day chart, okay, New Zealand dollar, and it pushed up strong still, but you can see that it is fizzling out based off the strength, okay, of that push up. So you can see down here, price is continually moving up. This is big move. This is day chart, okay, and this is going to be one you'll wait. You're going to wait for the break as well. So you can clearly see here, right, on our day chart divergence. Okay, so now you're just going to look for that entry to catch the drop. Now this move, this is a big move right here. 138 pips. So let's go down to our smaller time frame. go. Still see it shifting. It's going to shift back up first. And once again, if we talk about trending, right? This is a trend down. Okay, so you guys see this? This is trending down, right? So we have our high here, we have our low. Okay, it's consolidated. Then we have our high, our lower high, low, lower high, low, or we can call any one of these lows, right? Lower high, low, lower high, and we get down to our low again. So what we're going to look for is a break. Came down, so you can wait for a break here, hop in the trade, or like I said, we have divergence that's visible. Okay, wait for, once again, Australian dollar will be stronger than New Zealand dollar, going for a buy, and potentially take it up for about 40, 50 pips. Now, obviously, we need to wait till the market opens up, and because obviously it's going to show us. I'm going to redo this Monday. Look at this. Okay. So we did GBP AUD obviously before. I love going back and see some of the work where it goes through. Correction. Back up. What's up, Miguel? What you got going? What you All right, so what I'm seeing here, let's see how many pips this is. Okay, 170 pips. So it looks like we might get a push up with G. So looking for a reversal to the upside on this one. You can wait for a break and retest at about 1.81875, carry that area. If we get a break here, then that may reverse up to this point here. So it's about 170 pip move up. Sorry, folks, I'm just making some stuff as I'm just looking at the charts. This typically I don't do this. Like I said, I purely look at the Harmonic scanner. It saves me a lot of time. I'm kind of just look at some trades real quick, looking the overview. For those who want another overview, Steve Lindor is going to be giving an overview today, I believe at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Central Standard Time. Make sure you check the schedule. All right, GCAD, obviously, you can see this trending down. Okay, same thing applies. It's trending down. Just talk. So you guys just seen what I just did, right? So price has been ranging in between this point, ranging. So market moving sideways. All right. So what I did was just I'm looking at where the trade is at now. A lot of price action. So we see the M's and W's. Okay. So just some basic trading information right here. Still with the information that you understand, right? Looking at divergence also happening here, but we have our M, which is reversal to the downside, correction right here. So we have a push down. Now what we're going to see is if it breaks. So what we're going to look for now for this one. Go down to the 15-minute. Price did pass that. Obviously, we got to wait for the market to open up to see what's going to happen. This is a break and retest moment. Okay. So we're going to look for it now because you see prices went down and went back up. So this is a trick. So what we need really, we need price to come down, come back up, make this, solidify this as a resistance point, and then we can see, we can look to get in for a sell for GCAD. So we're going to look for it here. Break, which is already done, right? Retest. Retest the zone. So either we'll retest it or we'll break through. So this is to prevent you from getting into a bad trade. That's 117 pips total. We looked at, right? So about a 40 pip stop loss, 30 to 40 pip stop loss for this one. I like the way GCAT looks. All right, so for GCAT, I like the way GCAT looks. We're gonna be looking for a sell for GCAT, GBPCAD. Now, only if we get the break and retest. So obviously it's already past our point. We need price coming back up, tap this, solidify it as resistance. Okay, once it solidifies as resistance, we get price moving our direction. Make sure that your currency strength meter, or if you're using another type of strength meter, make sure that it makes sense. GCAT needs to be weaker in strength than CAD. Okay, and that's how we'll get this one the way we want it. If not, it's going to reverse back up and stay in this consolidating zone here. And drop this to the group. So keep your eye. I like GCAT. Keep your eye on GCAT. Okay, and I'll be probably calling GCAT in the group. All right. So I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna leave it right there at GCAT. Are there any questions? We got some. Oh, we're right at 3 o'clock actually. So we're actually done here. If you're catching this on YouTube for the very first time, we're involved in I Am Master Academy. If you want to learn more about trading, make sure you hit someone up. If you got invited to this personally, give back to that person. This is I Am Master Academy. If you just found my YouTube video, then just definitely give me a DM or a message, and I'll lead you in the right direction to get started in our academy. So that's what we're looking at today, folks. So we looked at AUD USD, we looked at ACAT, we looked at GBP CAD. What are the trades that we have on here? I think I've thrown 3 trades in the group, and then we're gonna let the market. We're gonna take a look at the market. We looked at AUD NZD as well too. So looking at potential buy for AUD NZD. Okay, I posted that one as well too. All right, so that is what we're looking at. We're gonna do this again Monday, so we can look and see what the market is doing. It may open up with some gaps, so we'll go from there and reanalyze what we have here. So that is all I have. Let's go, folks. I see you guys on. Stay plugged to the academy. For those, we are also doing HFX, especially during times like this where the market is not acting the way that we want it to act, so we can get into HFX, make some money in some minutes. So make sure you're plugging into those platforms in I Am Master Academy. And that's what we have. We have a launch this Monday at 9 p.m. Talking about HFX as well too. One of our top educators, Matt Thayer. So we're going to be bringing him on board to talk to our folks as well. So you guys have a wonderful one. We have some training that's about to happen right now. Our mentorship call, I believe, is about to happen. So you guys plug into that. And I will see you guys this week. Let's go.